Hey there, Knolly Williams here. I got my good friend and health coach Arttemis Keszainn with me. What's up, Arttemis?
Hey,
brother.
I'm so excited to be here.
I'm so happy to have you. Well, I'm happy to be here because we're in your space today.
Yes, and and Knolly's been holding back a little bit.
I have been holding back a lot of it.
He's had me in his back pocket, helping him get more mental clarity, more focus, more performance.
Yes.
More healthy mind, healthy body, healthy business.
Yeah.
So we thought we'd come to you today and talk about the connection between mind, body, business, and how to get more
mind, body, and business. Yes, I love that.
Yeah.
It has a ring to it.
It does. Yeah. And a lot of people come to Knolly for mindset and success with listings and becoming more successful as an agent, and
as a spiritual business master,
and a spiritual business master. And now it's time to bring in just some of the practical things. So this is a 30-minute masterclass.
Yeah, it's interesting that you say that I've been holding back, because I do that quite a lot. I try to keep, as much as I can, I try to keep simplicity in my teachings. Mm-hmm. And a lot of, I spend at least an hour every single day working on my personal development. Mm-hmm. And that's usually listening to video or watching videos or listening to audios. And you know what I always say, Arttemis, when I'm listening to these, I'm like, this is a little too high for my tribe. They're not ready for this yet. And this is every day. I'm spending an hour, or an hour and a half or 2 hours every day. And I'm like, this is not. And so I've been holding back a lot of the information we're going to share today from my tribe, because it just, I really want to get them to that level where they're smooth sailing financially. But I started thinking, and the Lord's been impressing me, share this stuff. Because without this, who cares about the financial success? Right?
Yeah. I mean,
I'm not holding back anymore.
Yeah, I mean, your health is your wealth.
Yeah.
And if you build all this money, selling homes and getting listings and building this team of real estate agents, and you don't have your health at the end, you've
tragic.
You've come to the top of the mountain with no foundation.
Absolutely.
So it's today's just like, what is the absolute best practices you can do right now in the morning? And what do you drink? How do you move? How do you pray?
Yeah.
We want to give you those top 3 things.
Absolutely.
In this masterclass. And then also, there's a very special offer to join me and my team and really master health and wealth and happiness. So stay tuned for the end of this 30-minute masterclass, where you can learn even more powerful strategies and systems and techniques to achieve the level of health you've only dreamed of.
Yeah.
So that offer is coming in just a short while.
And even a freebie as well.
Yes. Yes.
So we're talking about body, mind, and business.
Yes.
I like that. It has a great ring to it. And we're going to, in this masterclass, that's the topic, and we're going to really just give maybe 3 of the core things. And I challenge you. I said, what are just a few things that if we only had 30 minutes to share with you, the must knows. And the quick stuff, the easy stuff.
Yes.
The easy button.
Yes.
So let's get started with that.
So the first thing you need to do when you get up out of bed is you don't go to your smartphone, you don't go to your computer. Mm-hmm. You go to feeding the body temple with what I call the river of life and the ray of life.
Yeah.
So the river of life is going to be in your pure filtered waters, your fruits and vegetable juices. And so today I want to show you just a really simple thing of how to make your own raw high energy lemonade.
And you want to tell them how I power up every day.
Yeah, like this is one of Knolly's elixirs that you've been drinking often.
Oh yeah.
To support kidney function, liver function.
Yeah.
Also, lemons enhance hydration. So this is just pure, fresh squeezed organic lemon juice. And also, in my quick start guide, which you're going to get access to, I give you links to purchase all this stuff. So don't worry about trying to have to find all these things. Mm-hmm. You're going to get a quick start guide, and it's going to have links to your juicer, your 2-quart jars, your 24-ounce jars, and some of the nutritional upgrades that you see here as well. So this is about a $40 citrus juicer on Amazon. It lasts you 5 years.
A must-have.
Yeah. And you got to have this for lemons and oranges, because when you start to drink that river of life, you want a quick way to make it.
Absolutely.
You don't want to be using some freaking lemon juicer. And
I teach tools, baby.
Yeah, tools.
Right
tools.
You got to have the right
So
ones.
we have the recipe for this raw, high-energy lemonade that you drink first thing in the morning and also in the afternoon for that little energy slump.
Yeah.
The recipe is this. In a 2-quart mason jar, you're going to put 1/2 cup lemon juice. You're going to top it off with about approximately 2 quarts of filtered or distilled water. And then you're going to use about 3 to 5 tablespoons of raw honey and I'm going to supercharge it with a little bit of liquid B vitamins for that little extra kick of energy, a
Yeah.
little extra oomph, you know?
You know, a lot of people, they don't realize you could actually live on this stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, you
can feast and fast on
You
this.
can live 10, 20, 30, 40 days just with this.
Absolutely.
And we're not counseling you to do that because everybody's in a different health paradigm, right?
For sure.
But this is pure nutrition.
Honey contains every nutrient known to support life. Almost every vitamin, mineral,
Yeah, you
amino
taught me
acid,
that,
and
yeah.
enzyme. Yeah. So, and honey is one of the only foods on the planet that never spoils. So think about that. Like when they opened up King Tut's tomb in Egypt, they would give the pharaoh essential oils and honey and herbs and garments.
The expensive stuff.
Yeah, they would leave the pharaoh because they thought he had to take all in the afterlife. It was
Yeah.
kind of a funny thing, but
Yeah.
and there were still jars of honey in that tomb that were edible.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thousands of years
later.
Amazing.
So honey is truly one of nature's perfect foods. And then what the lemons do is they help bring that I can attitude. Like a lot of you might be dragging out of bed like, oh, another day, this is hard. You know, I got to hustle, got to go for the next deal, do the next listing. I've got to watch these videos from Knolly.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it. I got to. I can't. This is hard. So the yellow ray in nature, particularly the yellow ray, the sour yellow ray, is that ray of joy, that ray of I can. So we're talking about the ray of life, the color, and the river of life, the water. And so when you drink lemons every day, it's going to bring not only your vitamin C up, which is your immune system, but it's also your I can attitude. And so use the raw lemonade to actually achieve more courage, faith, confidence to succeed in your business.
Absolutely.
And that's the spiritual component of lemons, the spiritual nutrition with the physical. So we got 1/2 cup of lemon juice, and then we're going to just pour our water on top like that in the 2-quart jar. And I always leave a little room at the top to stir. And then we're going to add about 3 droppers full of the Max B, and you'll see it kind of starts to turn yellow. It's pretty. Yeah.
That golden hue.
Yeah, and B vitamins are essential for every cell function in the body. A lot of people are deficient in B vitamins because they're not eating enough fruits and vegetables, but primarily the fruits are the source of Bs.
Source of life.
Yeah, and this is one of the few living sources of Bs. Like most B vitamins is made from coal tar. And it's a synthetic B, so your cell will take up that synthetic vitamin. And keep in mind, 93% of what you buy on the shelf, even at Whole Foods, is synthetic.
But it's a bait and switch, though, right?
Exactly.
When the cell takes it in, what happens?
Well, it uses the nutrient, but then it has a much shorter lifespan.
Right.
When you take living foods and living B vitamins, this is made from a probiotic fermented solution. It's alive. It's raw and alive. That has a spiritual biofield, a spiritual energy, a frequency, and that frequency keeps the cell alive much longer, much healthier, much more vibrant. So remember that as you're making these elixirs and as you do my 10-day challenge, which we'll talk about at the end, this is about bringing in that river of life, that frequency, that living energy, more of that in your body, and using the right supplements, which takes a little bit of knowledge and discernment.
Right.
So now we have...
Or a little bit of Artemis.
A little bit of Artemis, yeah.
Take you right to it.
Yeah, so we had the lemons, the water, the B vitamins. Now I'm going to do about 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's about 4 tablespoons. See how I measured that? That was awesome. That was really good. And then you just stir it in, and bam, you're done. 2 minutes.
That's it.
We talk too much, but 2 minutes, and you got delicious, high vitamin C, rich in minerals from your honey and your lemons, rich in B vitamins from your Max B, and now you have an amazing energy drink that you made yourself that has no synthetic nutrients in it. It's not that monster energy drink you're buying at 7-Eleven. It's not Red Bull.
No.
We're talking about the Yellow Ray, honey, Max B, and then what happens is now this water has been structured and energized by the lemons. And so lemon, because it's so rich in minerals and vitamin C, has made the water more hydrating. So what I want you to do is make this the night before, put it in your refrigerator and chill it.
Right.
Because this is always going to taste better chilled. I have a chilled glass right here.
Nice.
Yeah, so you want to use plastic lids, and in my quick start guide, once you click on the link below, you'll get access to my quick start guide. And the lids and the jars and a lot of the tools you see here are in that guide for you to have easy access ordering. Because one thing, agents are busy.
Very busy.
They're on the go.
You better be busy.
Agents are busy.
Yeah.
You're on the go, you know? And even your authors, your entrepreneurs, like all the people in our congregation, like I'm a business owner.
Yeah.
I have 2 online businesses, 2 YouTube channels, and a 3-year-old.
Yeah. Business leaders, business owners.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a 3-year-old too.
And a 3-year-old, yeah. So you want to have instant gratification. You want to be able to have the jars ready to go. You want to put this in your fridge. You want to get out in the morning. You want to pour it in here, drink it, and then let's talk about...
And look how easy that was to create, you know?
It took 2 minutes.
And it's God's goodness
Yeah.
in a jar and in your body.
Yeah. So you just get up in the morning, and then what I recommend you do is you drink it through a straw. Now we also have links to these glass straws in our quick start guide. They're really, really yummy. And you want to take the lemonade and sip on it, and just start to bring down. It's going to be sour and sweet and slightly bitter. Now some of you might need to acquire a taste for that. Don't worry. Your body, by the way you feel from drinking it, even though it's sour at first, and you may not be used to that sour flavor, that sour flavor is healing the liver.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And the sweetness is healing the spleen and the stomach.
Yeah.
And then the bitter is healing the heart. And these are like the 6 flavors of Chinese medicine and Ayurvedic medicine. So get acquired to the sour flavor. Like remember when you started falling in love with the lemonade?
Yeah. And that was a flavor I couldn't tolerate, and also bitter was another one. But your body craves it. It's just like, I got to have this.
Yeah.
So you actually wake up in the morning looking forward to it, and your body realizes that you're actually doing something good for it. For a change many times.
And a lot of us who are raised on a standard American diet, if we're still eating a lot of junk food, those fats and sugars, they kind of numb the taste buds. So when you bring something like alkaline forming and sour in the body, it can be a little bit of a shock to your system.
Yeah.
And that's not true for everybody watching, but for some of you, what I invite you to do is just sip on it. You know, just like for me, I just kind of gulp it down. But for some of you, you might need to take it in more slowly and really start to open up those taste buds. And then what you'll notice is after 5 to 7 days doing the lemonade, you're going to start eliminating better. You're going to start peeing more. Like your body's going to start cleansing a little bit. And it's a gentle cleanse. It's very gentle. Yeah. So after you have your lemonade in the morning, chilled from your 24-ounce tumbler, then the next thing I want you to do is move your body. So you don't go to the coffee pot. You don't go to the TV. I want you hydrating and moving and praying. And these are the 3 things. It's like hydration, movement, and prayer, and visualization. And we're going to teach some real secret scrolls about visualization today.
Yeah. Okay, great.
It's important. It's important that you get out of reptilian brain. So we're going to talk about what the triune brain is and why these 3 things are so helpful.
I love it when you teach that. That's good stuff.
Yeah, and it's so helpful for you watching because you may not know the right things in the right order. And so you start with your hydration, your raw lemonade. And then you move your body. And why are we moving our body? Is because we want to stimulate the lymphatic system. Your lymph system in consciousness and spirit is I can.
I can.
So if you're going to go out and sell 10 houses today, oh, maybe that's too many. If you have a team and you can sell 10 houses today, but if you're going to like go out and do this thing, you need to be in an I can attitude. You need to move your lymphatic system. And so just keep it simple. Like if you don't have access to a gym or a rebounder, just go out and walk for 10 minutes. Put Knolly in your ear right here. Just start listening to, Next Level Insiders Club, Knolly on YouTube. Shameless plug here. Just start listening to Knolly right here. And then when you get back inside, now you've hydrated, your lymph system has been energized. Now I want you to do step number 3, which is prayer, visualization, meditation. So like, what are your 2-year goals for your business? What are your lifetime goals? Look at your big picture, but also look at your small picture. And in your 2-year goals, the reason you want to start seeing the end from the beginning, you still need to execute the steps, the techniques every day. You're going to be doing things in Successor Listings and Next Level Insiders Club and Q10X. You're going to be doing those things, but that's not how you start your morning.
Right.
You start your morning in what I call the neocortex. Now I'm about to give you the gold, so if you want to take notes and write this down, this is so important. The size of your life is determined by the size of your thinking. Your life is going to be as big as your most dominant aspiration. And so what do you aspire to achieve in the next 2 years? And get out of the hustle of your daily and weekly tasks and get into that 2-year visualization, that 2-year focus. Maybe you're going from 75K to 150K, or maybe you're going from 150K to 500K. Whatever your financial goals are, just put your attention on having that money. Start to see the money around you. Start to see it like, this is called the Moolah Magnetizer, where you start to magnetize God's infinite abundance. It's flowing down from heaven. Now, you still have to do the work, but what I want you to do every morning after you do your lemonade, after you move, is I want you to sit down and maybe you have your 2-year goals typed out, and I want you to just maybe look at them, read them out loud, enter into the neocortex, and this part of your brain is part of the triune brain. So right here, picture this hand as your brain. So your thumb is the middle of your brain. This is your brain stem. We call it the cerebellum. And this is the left and right hemisphere right here. And this is the neocortex. So the neocortex is 40% of your brain. We call that the crowning glory of human evolution. Because
where would that be on my head?
It'd be right here.
On this shiny dome,
right? Shiny neocortex. Woo! Right there. Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah. And so that's where you begin to visualize.
Isn't that where all the reason is, and your
also being
emotion,
able to connect thoughts and feelings too.
Exactly.
Happens in that area. So like that neocortex is where you visualize. It's where you imagine.
So you're opening that up.
Yes. When you're in your 2-year plan or your lifetime plan, whatever works for you, you're beginning to access more of your frontal lobe, your neocortex, and you're pulling yourself out of this part of your brain. Now, the reptilian brain was
fight or flight.
Fight or flight, yeah.
Fight,
flight or freeze. Like, gotta get up. Gotta go to the next listing. Gotta go to the next appointment. Gotta sell that
house.
Got to.
Robotic.
Yeah. And it's also what we call in holistic health, it's sympathetic dominant. Sympathetic, we want to move to neocortex, which is parasympathetic. And now some of you watching might not know that you've been living from here for many years. So you might have this wiring. So when I give you these 3 things to do them every day.
Because this is stuff I've never taught. But a lot of people say, man, I've been doing stuff in the book. I followed this. I've done that. It's not quite coming together.
Yeah.
And this is what opens it up.
Yeah, this is really a video masterclass. Just adding these 3 things into your life every day can change the trajectory of your business, and it can help you achieve so much more. 1, from starting to hydrate and cleanse. 2, from moving your body every morning. How many people don't do that in the morning? And then 3, when you get back, get into the vision of your life.
Yeah, that's meditation.
That's moving you out of reptilian brain into neocortex. Now, my teacher, John Esseroff, when he was teaching me this through the brain gym, it was all about letting the neocortex govern your business. So here's another thing I want you to write down. It's better to be pulled by your vision than pushed by your problems. And where do you see your business in 2 years? Where do you see it in 10 years? And then just start to have that in your field. You still have to do the steps. You still need to take action, but be pulled by your vision, not pushed by your problems. I was talking to a health coach last night, my friend Jack in New York, and he was coaching a coach. But this lady was 15 years our previous. She was at where I was 15 years ago as a health coach. I mean, you know how much I've trained, how many teachers I've learned from. And I'm thinking, how can I help this woman who aspires to be like Jack and I start? How do I get her started? Yeah. And I was talking to Jack, and I was like, you know what? This is the secret sauce. It all starts with her vision. Yeah. In Scripture, not religion, in the Bible, it says, where there is no vision, the people will perish.
Absolutely.
But those that keepeth the law, happy will they be.
Yeah.
So I realized, I had this huge epiphany when I was talking to Jack about this coach. I was like, I recommended that he do the vision exercise with her and help her define her 2-year plan and her ideal scene, her long-term plans. And I realized that if she did that and she focused on that, then God would bring everything she needed. Yeah. Instead of hustling for it, she can attract it.
In fact, God obligates himself to bring everything that you need.
Yes.
Because he's already told you, because what that puts you in, it throws you in service. What am I supposed to be doing in this lifetime? Who am I supposed to be serving? And how am I supposed to go about it? And then you allow, and then you're saying, you know what, God, I need your help. I need you to help me with this. And really a lot of people say universe, the whole universe just seems to conspire with you instead of conspiring against you. Yeah. It conspires with you to accomplish and achieve the task that you've put out there.
But if you're in here's the but.
Yeah, the but.
Here's the caveat. If you're
in
your reptilian brain and you're not in your vision, it's going to take you longer.
Right, a lot longer.
If you start every morning in hydration, movement, and prayer, you start to change this matrix of God in you and around you. You start bringing God more in you, because God is actually in your vision.
Absolutely.
You know, your vision is made of God's substance.
Yeah.
You just haven't invested enough time with it. And this is like the secret sauce to success. This is why we're calling it a video masterclass.
Absolutely.
And keep in mind, this is not intuitive. Like, you have to be taught this stuff. Yeah. Like, you don't wake up going,
it doesn't make sense, and it's not,
counterintuitive.
It's counterintuitive, really, is what it is. It's like, that's just dumb. You know, why would it work that way?
It's like, no, I got to work.
Yeah.
I got to get in the grind. I got to get in the hustle. And you got these people like Gary Vaynerchuk and all these strong masculine energies. Like, no, get in the grind, work hard, do it hard. And it's like, you do need to add effort, but remember, your most dominant aspiration is how you're going to achieve the life you desire.
Absolutely.
So be pulled by your vision and use every morning to visualize and imagine. And now you're coming out of that reptilian brain into the neocortex. And let's talk about the center of your brain. This is called your limbic brain. So this is the emotional brain. This exists in most mammals. And that limbic brain is where you're going to feel faith, where you're going to feel courage, where you're going to feel fear and doubt as well. And so when you have this neocortex in action every morning, it starts to harmonize all three of the brains, the triune brain, the reptilian brain, the limbic brain, and the frontal cortex. As agents, as business owners.
So they can begin to work in unison.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's like a triune harmony of the brain. And remember, that it's not about the brain. The brain is just the window into your consciousness. Right. So it's like, we're not talking about centering everything here in your head. I'm just showing you through neuroscience why it's important to live from your vision. But when you're in your neocortex, there's a full cascade of healthy biological responses happening. You're more parasympathetic, you're more in your heart, you're more in God, in your vision. So this is a full body experience. I just have to share that this is not all about brain or being in your intellect. Right. This is not about intellect. This is about being pulled by your vision. And then
it transcends intellect, really.
Yeah. And then if you do all of this correctly, it should take you 30 minutes. So do you have 30 minutes in your morning to do this?
And how much time can it save you?
Yes.
I think that's the critical thing to think about, because it saves you not just years and years of effort and hustle, but it also saves a lot of frustration, because when you achieve something through that hustle, that grind, it just doesn't feel as fulfilling.
Yeah.
You get it, and it's like, okay, what's next? You know? And
because you're in the reptilian brain, you're like, got to, have to, must. What's next? You know? But, you know, and it's so funny, like, as I've observed Knolly's success as a coach, as a teacher, as a ClickFunnels user.
Yeah,
you know,
huge in ClickFunnels. Yeah,
you spend so much more time in your vision now than you did 10 years ago.
I do, yes.
You know,
yes.
So like, you can look at your life in the past 10 years and you can see how what I'm teaching as a law has become true in your life, self-evident.
So people don't realize this, and I'm actually embarrassed to talk about it, because I got a text from a guy yesterday. He's like, man, are you coming to the annual convention? And I'm like, I'm embarrassed to tell people that I actually retired like 2.5 years ago. And it's like, because they still see me out there doing stuff, doing deals, I own 3 businesses, but I work 8 hours a week physically. Like when you say you still got to go out there and do
effort.
it.
Yeah, it's 8
but
hours
do you know
a week.
how much time I work on the stuff you're teaching right now? It's
40 hours or more.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, that's like my candy. You know what I'm saying? And truthfully, I will easily spend an hour and 90 minutes on personal development, and that's just reading, watching. And I'm not telling you to do this. Yeah. But when you're retired, you can do stuff like this if you want to. Yeah. And I'm not doing it to make money, because everything I'm doing is kind of counter. It's not to make money, but the more things that I do to not make money, the more money I make. Yeah, it's kind of weird. But so I'll spend about 2.5, 3 hours a day just on this kind of stuff. Yeah. And I spend about an hour and a half working. So not working, but just actually going through the steps. Yes. Because I realize where the magic is.
Yeah, it's in the vision.
It's in the vision.
Yeah, and it's also in asking God, how can I serve you better? Which is laying out programs, laying out
serve
systems.
Your children, and how can I be a service to your children? Yes. Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
and also, I love that prayer. You mentioned a prayer that you say, this is off topic, but you mentioned...
Oh, yeah, so I have a vision power kit, and I do this stuff. So like what I'm teaching y'all today, I actually do. The very first prayer that I say in the morning is, God's infinite divine intelligence leads, guides, and directs me and my business in all ways and at all times.
I love that.
You know, and God's infinite divine intelligence, I can see people writing this down right now.
Yeah.
God's infinite divine intelligence leads, guides, and directs me and my business in all ways and at all times. And when you say these goals out loud, like if you have 2-year goals and you put that at the top and you read your goals out loud, that's another level of mastery.
Yeah.
Because the word becomes flesh. By our words we shall be justified. By our words we shall be condemned. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. There's like over 500 scriptures. And it's about speaking your prayers out loud. And if you do this every morning, and you know, one thing I'll mention about your story,
and with intention,
with feeling, you know, and I want to go back to your success, Knolly, because you've been on quite a journey. You know, and some people who are watching, they don't have a ClickFunnels, they don't have sales funnels, they don't have ways to make money automatically.
Right.
You know, so we have to really
automagically.
Automagically.
I've never heard that word before.
Automagically.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's good. That's
so
good.
some of you watching, you may just be getting started. And remember that all we're asking is 30 minutes a day in this video.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And then you need to hang around this guy more, build more systems around you, and get your mindset correct.
Yeah.
And then I want to bring in the body and the mind and body connection.
Absolutely, yeah.
So
important, because as you were saying, when I first started, I was really in apathy. I could care less about my body. You know, a cheeseburger for breakfast, that was my thing. And because I was naturally thin-ish,
you didn't think you had work to do.
I didn't think I had any work to do, man. I just came back from the doctor. My numbers are good.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of thing. And I was just, what I didn't realize was the diet that I had was actually holding me back from the full vision and dream that God had for my life, the intention that God had for me.
Yeah.
And so you really helped me fill in that puzzle. But I didn't realize how it was connected. You know, what I actually put in my body, how I move, my movement, elixirs, you know, meditation. What does that have to do with anything?
Yeah.
You know? And so I've learned.
And Knolly's been through this amazing transformation. You've probably seen it in the past 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
And now I have a way where I can share what I did with Knolly with you distilled.
Absolutely.
So,
hey, I just want to share real quick. So this is a prayer that God gave me just yesterday. And usually I usually just pray every time that we are going to teach, or I'm going to teach by myself, or Arttemis is going to teach. We always pray before that, and we set our intention. But God gave me this prayer, and it's, Father God, what message do you have for your children, and how can I share what you want them to know? What message do you have, and how can I share it? In other words, God, what are you doing, and how can I be a part of it? Hey, it's like going to your dad. Hey, Daddy, what you working on? Can I help?
Yeah.
You know? And that's how I see our service that we're doing. You know.
And when you're doing your vision exercise every morning, and you're getting in your cortex, you can use that prayer.
Yeah.
You can write down any of these prayers we've given you today. You can start your morning with it, and then let that set the tone for your day.
It's life changing.
Yeah. It's
we're giving a lot of secrets away that I've never actually taught. And so that's why I'm glad you're here, because I think you articulate it much better than I do.
Well, I also bring it out of him because, you know, he's been holding back. You've been holding back. So we want to invite you to a very special opportunity to join with me and my team of coaches and healers and leaders in renewing the mind, cleansing the body, and enhancing your productivity, your clarity, and performance. And it's called Healthy, Wealthy, and Wise.
Healthy, Wealthy, and Wise.
10-day challenge. Yeah. So there's a special link below this video where you can learn more from me. You can learn my best practices, my best systems, my best elixirs and recipes and botanicals that you can just easily plug into your daily lifestyle.
Yeah.
And you can do my 10-day challenge, and you can achieve a renewal of your mind, but also overcome a very big problem in our culture today, which is called burnout, adrenal fatigue, and some people are just living their life coffee to coffee, paycheck to paycheck. Yeah. And so this 10-day challenge is to break that pattern. And it starts with the core 4. You know, visualize, energize, balance, and cleanse. And we won't go into the core 4 today, because you can click the link below and you can learn about the core 4. You can learn about the 10-day challenge. And, you know, Knolly, you've experienced so much healing, so much transformation. And now I've gotten to a place in my life where I can share it with your students. And that's why we're here today.
You took me through the 10-day challenge about 2.5 years. Been 2.5 years?
2.5 years, yeah.
2.5 years ago. And it has absolutely changed. It's rocked my world. It's changed my life. So I'm here because I admire what you do, and I want to introduce what you do to my tribe. I love it. Healthy, wealthy. A lot of people think it's got to be healthy or wealthy or wise.
Yeah.
But really, you can have all of them.
Yeah. And isn't it interesting that a lot of people have health but no wealth?
Yeah.
A lot of people have wealth but no health. So I see that paradigm.
And they don't have wisdom.
Yeah, and they haven't gained the wisdom.
Yeah.
So it's like this 10-day challenge is about pressing the reset button in your mind, your mindset, your body, nutrition, and your visualization. And I teach more advanced visualization techniques in the program along with nutrition. It's a perfect, simple, easy program for you to get that jump start and renew and heal burnout. So like, here are the symptoms of burnout.
Yeah.
So you're waking up tired every morning. You got dark circles under your eyes. Also, you're feeling like you got to do this stuff. You have to, you must. Like you're in that state of sympathetic override. Also, when you try to relax, it's difficult for you to wind down. Like you kind of have this inner like high strung.
Hard to shut off.
It's hard to shut it off, because you're so unsympathetic. Yeah. And then also, you might start having these mysterious symptoms show up in your body, like lower back pain, weak knees, pains in the heels. You might start having brain fog and feeling confusion all the time. This is a sign that your glands have gone down. And so we want to recharge the body. We want to renew the mind. We want to give you, I am on a mission to help 1 million mothers, fathers, and executives and people like you renew their mind, cleanse their bodies, and bring health and wealth and wisdom together.
And for them to be able to be fruitful in that paradigm.
Yes.
So this is within your reach right now. You click below, the link is right there, and do it. I'm your success coach. I'm partnered up with Arttemis on this because I love him. I'm not asking $1 for what he's doing. He's got a great program. It's priced beyond my belief. Yeah. And so I'm not getting any kickback on this. I just love what he's doing, and I want to share it with you. Because I've been holding out too long.
Well, you've been doing all this stuff behind the scenes. And
I've been doing behind the scenes.
We're just bringing it to the forefront.
And I'm really the case study. And I'm a skeptic. Yeah. So I look at everything and I'm like, does this crap really work? But hey, it works. Yeah. It works.
Yeah. And we'll wrap up with this. Yeah. Like where you were 3 or 4 years ago and where you are today, and how important has nutrition been?
Yeah, I was in a state of apathy, which I didn't even know what that was.
Carelessness. I don't care.
Yeah. I had already made millions, launched multiple businesses, 6-7 figures, and I did that from a. I was told as a young child, you'll never amount to anything. Boy, you'll never be anything. And so I wanted to prove them wrong. And so here I am living in a nice big house. Next door neighbor. I got neighbors that are doctors and lawyers and all these people, and I'm looking at it like, why am I doing all this? Like, is this part of my destiny? And so that's when Josie and I got on this sort of a journey, if you will, to find out what is it that God put us on the earth. And even now I teach this stuff in Discovering Your Divine Destiny. Yeah. It's like, why did God put me on earth? Is it just to make millions and make lots of money? And even though as a believer, as a believer in God, as a Christian, I would, I always had my faith with me, but there was a piece missing. And so we downsized, and when we met you, is when you were like, what's your why? What's your purpose? Yeah. And we talked about, you asked me at the time, I said, well, I want to teach business leaders, business owners, and entrepreneurs. I
asked him actually, where do you see yourself in 10 years? Yeah. And he shared his vision with me. Yeah. And then I asked you a very important question. I said, do you have the health right now to accomplish that vision and truly serve God? And his response was no.
No. When somebody asks you, do you have the health to do what you're doing? That was a complete disconnect. It's like, what does that have to do with anything? But then even in saying it, my mind was like you said, do you have the health to accomplish that? And I'm thinking, what does that have to do with anything? And I was like, it has everything to do with it.
Absolutely.
Because how can you get on stage in front of people? You're a fraud. If you go out in front of people and you say all these things, I'm talking to myself. You're saying all this stuff, but yet your health is crap. That's being fraudulent. Yeah. I'm not really living an abundant life that I'm telling people that they should have. But I never saw the two as meaningful to be put together. And so you gave me a challenge at that point. You said, man, try this. You know, and it was a 10-day challenge.
Yeah.
I was like, I could do that. And I've been on the journey for several 2.5 years now, you know?
Yeah. And so where is your mindset, your clarity, your energy, your focus? Like, where is it now compared to where it was 3 years ago?
It's in a whole different dimension.
Yeah.
It's a quantum leap. It's not even, it's a different paradigm. It's a different dimension. It's not even in the same dimension that it was.
Yeah.
It's that much higher. You know?
And so like I've seen Knolly's performance go up, I've seen his vision go up, and a lot of that had to do with the changes that also happened in your body.
Yeah.
Because a healthy body creates a healthy mind then creates that vision, that business, family, that life of your desire. And so
happiness and joy begins to overflow from that too.
So we'll wrap up with that. I wanted Knolly to share some of his transformation experience, because this stuff really does work when you work it. Yeah. But the system is the solution. You got to have a mentor, a coach, someone who's walked the path before you, teach you step by step, and give you simple things to do, like raw lemonade every morning, and like my Healthy, Wealthy, and Wise 10-day challenge. Yeah. So just look below this video, jump in if your heart says yes, and we're going to be sharing more of these nuggets of gold with you in the future.
Yeah. If you feel like this is for you, this is something that it's touched your heart, just click on the link below and do that 10-day challenge. It's going to change your world. Love you.